Oh, close. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Dorky and 40 channel. I am Chad. I do FPV, RC cars, all that kind of fun stuff here on the channel. So subscribe if you're into that kind of stuff. Today, I'm out here testing out this. So this is episode number 2 of my no prep drag car RC series. I am going to put a link to the playlist up here if you want to start with video 1 and see all of the videos that are going to be in this playlist. If you're not interested in seeing me take any test hits and how things are performing, and you want to know a little bit about what's going on in the car, go ahead and skip to about the 5.5-6 minute mark and you can see that. But I'm sure you're going to want to see how things are going. I raised up a spot on the list this week. We had a great Sunday of racing. It was just amazing. Having a great time with everybody. Super fun. So check this stuff out right now. Comment, like, and subscribe. So this is my no prep drag build. I just got done finished painting the Shark RC Challenger body on there. And man, I really like the way it looks. The green windows didn't turn out as quite the way I wanted them to. They're a little too green. I just kind of wanted to frost them, but it's okay. We got the adjustable spoiler there on the back, rocking the Jake's Performance wheelie bar on there. 2S build. This is pretty much the stock Slash with some other stuff. I'll take the body off when we get back home and show you guys what's going on underneath the hood. Right now I'm doing my first test hits on this thing, and I think I'm actually in pretty good shape. Right now I am number 6 on the list when it comes to our street eliminator racing here locally. Now I'm 6th out of 14, not too shabby. So I'm gonna warm up the tires a little bit. Been working on just kind of rolling off the throttle a little bit. We'll kind of go to a wider view here. Oh, we have a car coming, so we'll wait for them to get past here. So we're gonna do a test hit, full throttle. Eventually, once it gets off the rail, I can get the tires to hook up sometimes when I immediately pull the trigger. But since I am using a regular Traxxas radio, I don't have any way to kind of put a throttle curve in there. So I kind of have to nurse it myself. So once it gets out about 10-15 feet, then I can put the gas on it. And so far, it's going pretty straight. So let's do a test hit real quick. Go. Here you go. So I was using my lower quality battery, and it is a little bit heavier and bigger. So now I've got my smaller max amps pad in here, which is definitely a lot higher quality battery than that Florian or whatever the heck it is over there. And I've noticed that, well, what I've noticed is that, you know, when you give it the beans on the full voltage, you definitely can have a lot more problems than when you don't. So we got a fully charged max amps pack here. Clean the tires off. The other thing that I've noticed is that when you do a lot of test hits without your body, like I seem to struggle a lot with this car, just kind of running it like this without a battery. But then once I decided to put a body on it at home out here, it all of a sudden started going a lot straighter. Imagine that. So we're going to do some test hits on it right now without the body and see if it reacts any different. Could be we're hooking up real good because the pavement is super hot, because it's like 90 to max, set at about 90%. Get a good burnout going on there. And let's try to just roll into this one easy. And so you can see them was scooting to the left a little bit more there on that run. And you want these things to obviously go straight as possible. That's the name of the game. You know, the last thing you want to be doing is pedaling in a race, because if you're pedaling, you're probably going to lose. It's not bad. 2, 3. So a couple more test hits and everything seems to be pretty good. Still looks like it has a little bit of a tendency to go to the left, but that's probably because we're on a downslope here. I did put just a little bit of left wedge into it. So I want to see how it behaves going uphill. Battery's getting low too. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, go. Uh-oh. There went the spur or the pinion. So we're actually back from a day of racing, and I got the car all opened up here, so I figured I would show you a quick overview of what's going on. Of course, we've already talked about the Shark RC's Challenger body. Super awesome body, really makes a huge difference in performance. You can see I've got a little bit of a scrape and a dent on the corner there where I met the curb. Not a big deal. It happens. We'll start in the front here. So since I do not have a large capacity battery pack, I have added a few ounces of weight in the front. Some people agree with this, some people don't. It seems to be working out just fine for me here. J Concepts wheels or Proline wheels, whatever. These that I've been racing are the super soft compound. I also have some of the clay compound, and I also have some of the primes. Haven't really tried a lot of those yet. In the front, I'm running a Slash front end, Proline body mounts, STRC aluminum mount there and in the back here, so you can take a look at that. Stock Slash shocks. Some of these pink springs, which I'm not sure what Traxxas spring they are, what vehicle they're for. You can find them looking online. Got my fuel tubing inside here to keep everything nice and locked in. Did a lot of adjustments, so I've got no bump steer over here. I'm working on shock because I did break a ball end during my last race. Flenion power system, XT90, no cat pack or nothing like that. Not pulling super crazy amps right now. Really can't control it. Learning how to drive, dialing in stuff like the radio, which currently I'm using the TQI, but I'm getting ready to switch over to my Tango 2 because it has all of the nice adjustments that I'm going to need in there as far as expo, throttle curves, things like that that are super important to control the hit and also to accelerate as you go down the road. And again, we're using stock Slash shocks, different springs. You can see that I've followed some stuff from the 707 streetcar guys as far as like how to mount those with the Proline body mount. Got the RPM motor mount back here on the back. Jake's Performance wheelie bar. I've got it boxed in to make it more rigid with a tie bar right here. And then of course on the bottom you can see that I have kind of dog-eared that in on both sides and tied it into the frame on the underneath. So it is super stiff. And what it also allows me to do, since it's super stiff there and I've got through bolts and everything up here, is that I can make my tweaks, and it really, what it's doing is just tweaking this when I want to give it some left bar or I want to give it some right bar, and it seems to be working out pretty good. racing rear sway bar. And I'm back here, also have some up front that you can see there as well. Nothing too crazy. Aluminum in the steering just to try to get out as much slop as I can. So that is all working pretty good. 20 weight fluid up here, 80 back here. You can see the amount of preload I have on one side versus the other, a little bit more on left. We can talk a little bit more about that in some of the other videos. But overall, that is just the basics of the car, and it's working out pretty good for me right now. I just need to dial in my steering so I can keep a straighter hit at the end when I get power and beat these guys across the finish line.